So now the beauty of editing the raw file is that nothing will be applied here for permanent, meaning if I do some changes over here, let's for a moment forget that what changes I'm doing. I'm just doing this to demonstrate, and I do these changes and I say done. And if you think that now I lost my images and these are the changes applied and it's a horrible image, then that's not true. You see this small symbol on this file. This indicates that I have done some changes on this file. But if I open it again in Camera Raw, you see I can reset everything and nothing is applied for permanent. This is because there is one more file attached to this raw file, and that is XMP file. And let me show you that file. And you can see this is the XMP file which contains all the editing work we have done on that file. So what we can do is, after doing all the changes in this file and all the editing work we do in this file, we can save. Right now let me reset all the changes and we can save the images. So before teaching you or before demonstrating the editing part of the raw file, I am taking you directly to save. That's for a particular reason, and let me go ahead and show you how we save that image. When you save this image, you have option. These are the options about naming that file, and which we had seen previously, that we can name this file with a particular naming system, so which is convenient for you to organize your file. So I can say document name and I can say sari to this file, and because it is sari shooting, and now I can choose to get 3-digit serial number because I have few hundred saris and it's less than 1000. So I select 3-digit serial number, and then I again say date and month or date. So today's date and month will be there, and I can choose one more option here, say serial letter. And this is just for example, and you can I hope you can understand that how this is programmed. And then as a file extension we have DNG, JPEG, TIFF and PSD. Now we have the capital letters and we have the small letters for different reasons, which I'm not interested in going into that detail now. But DNG stands for digital negative. Now the raw file you are looking at here, this raw file is coming out of a camera made by Canon, and that raw format is a proprietary raw format of Canon company, and that needs a Canon software to deal with this, or to open this and edit this, which is already included in Photoshop and Bridge because it's popular camera manufacturer. But in case you don't have one, you have to get it from the kit you get along with the camera. But the DNG raw format extension or the file system is independent of any camera manufacturers. It is standard universal format for the raw files. DNG stands for digital negative. Or we can save this as TIFF, or you can save this as PSD. And when I say DNG, it shows me option of digital negative, and let's select digital negative, and this is compatibility, that is Camera Raw, which is a current version of Camera Raw. We can also have a JPEG preview, which is a small attached file which will help you to show preview of that file when you browse that file through in Windows Explorer or other softwares. If you say embed fast load data, meaning some data will be embedded here which will increase the size of this file. The way we have seen, XMP file is attached to the raw file, and all the editing information is stored in XMP file, and therefore we can edit this as many times as possible, but still the file will remain intact and the original file will not get disturbed in any way. The option use lossy compression is allow you to limit this file size, and if you want full size of that image, you can check it off. And embed original raw file, meaning the original raw file will get embedded in the set but that will make your file size almost double. If you want that, then you can check on this option. The way you saw, the original raw file will not get affected by your editing, no matter how many times you edit that file. Now this is the reason I wanted to show you this dialog box, which you can in fact ignore many things here and don't have to bother about everything shown over here. But as soon as I change the file extension to JPEG and format to JPEG, you will see that my options have changed, and I have quality option is visible now, and the low quality, medium quality, high and maximum quality options are here. Or even I can limit the file size to whatever size I need. Now this option will be given to you by the web designers. Many websites have the limitation on the maximum size allowed to upload on that website. So this is very useful there. Many clients can come to you and they say that we need the maximum file size to XYZ MB or KB or whatever. So this option is important there, and the best way to deal with this option is this place, which is raw editor or the camera raw editor. And also you have color space, which again you don't have to bother about so many color space options, but we'll try to look into that during this course in next few videos. But as far as this color space is concerned, right now Adobe RGB 1998 is the most widely used color space format, so don't worry about this. Now depth of the image, which is 8-bit per channel and 8 bits and 16-bit option, which is not available with the JPEG. Now if I change this to TIFF, then you can see that I have compression, which is LZW, and zip, which is nothing but your zip file formats compression, which will not affect the image quality. And you see there is no option for the quality over here, because the TIFF file format will compress the file but will not compress the quality of the file, or it will not touch the quality of the file. And you have the depth, you have two options here, 16-bit and 8-bit. We'll save this image in two different depths, 8-bit and 16-bit, and I'll show you in Photoshop what is the difference between these two images. And if I change this to PSD, then the options remain same. We don't have different options than TIFF in the PSD. So all in all, I wanted to show you the option of JPEG, where you have the quality compression option is given, and the option of TIFF, where you have 8-bit and 16-bit channel option, and the PSD file, which doesn't have any different options than the TIFF. Let's quickly have a look at the interface of Camera Raw, and this is one of the most simplest interfaces of all as far as image editing is concerned. We have some tools on the top, and the important tools are zoom in, zoom out, and panning. Panning is for this, and zooming, zoom out works like this, like any other tool, any other zoom in, zoom out tool. But you can also zoom in, zoom out with these tiny little buttons over here, negative and positive, as well as you can click on this drop down and select the zoom level from this drop down options. Control 0 will bring it to the fit to interface image. And we also have some panels over here. We'll go one by one in detail in next video. Along with that, if you hit Q on the keyboard, you see this image splitted into two, or divided into two by two images, before and after. If you hit Q again, you will see a single image splitted into two, and if you pan it, you can compare the before and after editing work. Again, you can hit Q and this will be divided horizontally. Again, if you can hit Q, it will divide it in this manner, useful for the landscape photographs. Again, you can hit Q and you'll come back to the normal option. All these options can be accessed with these three buttons at the bottom, and this last button over here is a reset button for all your editing work.